Welcome back to the DJ Sessions, where we feature the best DJs from around the world. I'm your host, Aaron, and right now, we're sitting in Foundation in downtown Seattle with the one, the only, the beautiful and infamous Jess. Jess, how's it going this evening?
Thank you so much for that nice introduction. I'm doing fabulous. Really happy to be back here.
Awesome. And this is your second time back here in Seattle for our Seattleites. What can we expect from your show this evening?
Well, yeah, it's going to be a good one. I got a lot of new songs out tonight. I'm going to be doing Runaway, which is my new single. I'm also going to be testing out two new songs that I've been working on that no one has heard yet. So I'm excited to do that. Plus, I'm doing an hour and a half set, a little bit different than last time, really high energy, because when I'm making my sets, I don't want one moment where I come down. So I'm excited to.
Awesome. I have some notes. I got some questions I want to ask you. We're going to get our ITV viewers an in-depth perception, insight to Jess. You have 4 solo albums, 2 Billboard #1 singles, international touring, countless superstar DJ collaborations in 5 short years. How did you do all that?
Well, 5 short years, but many years leading up to those 5, years. And, it's just an incredible amount of energy and output and nonstop, because this world of EDM is so insatiable, it's a fast-paced place, and you got to just kind of really work it all the time. So, it's incredible. It's been an amazing journey because, when I first started, I didn't even really know too much about the EDM world, and so it's been interesting and challenging learning about it and having it just become my world, and I love it. I love everybody in it, and it's been great.
Awesome. A few years ago, one of my first interviews with an A-list artist was one of my favorite DJs of all time, Paul Oakenfold. And something that he had said there is, when I asked him, how long have you been doing this for? And how long did it take you to get there? And one of the statements he sort of made in that interview was, there are no Cinderella stories in this business. You are doing a lot of stuff before anyone finds out who you are, and the next thing you know, you're a superstar worldwide phenomenon. And so congratulations on that. One of the other projects that you've released is a radio show that you have? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, it's called Unleash the Beat. It's a weekly show. It's actually been running for about 2 years now. And I'm on my 85th show. We're going towards 100, and it was incredible because it started out as a monthly show, and I had been DJing. In the beginning, I was really doing a lot of singing mostly in my shows, and because I had so many songs, I could do a long show. But being part of this world, I just wanted to learn and try different things, and I'd always been DJing in my room at home and stuff. So I just wanted to do a radio show, and it was just amazing to see the response I got out the door, because I had been around for a while, so people did know me, and it just sort of took off. And after a couple of months in it, it became a weekly show. So it's a lot of work, but it makes me listen to a lot more music, and I love to put, I get a lot of promos. Monday morning, I'm listening to so much music, and I encourage people, if you go to unleashthebeat.com, there's a SoundCloud Dropbox you can put your promos in, and I love to find, upcoming people. But I'm going to keep on doing it, and I'm sort of this is my tour, Unleash the Beat tour. It's a little bit, I play a lot of the things I have in the show as well.
Now, is that something that you're looking to possibly maybe turn into a label one day of recruiting new talent and starting to help foster some of those younger artists? And not a lot of the artists are young in the sense of age, but younger artists that are new, that are up and coming from around the world. Is that something you're looking to maybe transforming that into? Can we get an exclusive on that?
No, definitely. I think it's really important, and it's exciting for me. I get a lot of emails from aspiring vocalists and producers and DJs, and I love to support people, and especially, I would never tell someone how to do something, but there's definitely a lot of talent out there. And yes, I actually did start a new label. I'm getting off the ground and it's called Intonation Recordings. So I'm gonna have a couple of things coming out on it. I did a song for a film recently, which is actually not a dance song, but that's going to be my first release.
Awesome. Congratulations on that. You you're doing a lot of traveling right now. You're on tour. What has been your best experience in a foreign country?
Wow. I know it's so hard because every place is, I mean, some places are tougher to travel than others, but everything has something special about it. And just, I try to stay a little bit of time to see things. I mean, I've seen things I never thought I would see. I've been to the Great Wall and, traveling and actually experiencing the culture and learn. I love history and going to museums and things like that. But I mean, the most important thing to me is the fans. It's amazing that whether they speak English or not, we're all communicating together, and that is pretty wild. And when I go to really far away countries and know that they're listening to the music, it's very special. So I think the fans and the friends you make along the way, but there's a lot of benefits.
Absolutely. And, being one of the most popular voices in electronic music right now, I mean, where in the world do you find that you have the greatest fan base?
Well, that's a hard one. I mean, obviously, being from the USA, you can't help but have that there. But I have a lot of fans in Eastern Europe and Asia as well. I mean, all over. And especially with the radio show, I also have a lot of fans in Mexico, and God, it goes from one country to another. But they all there's just so many countries. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Yeah.
No, I can't relate, but I can relate. I understand what you mean. You recently you've done some work with BT, who's been on our show before. Phenomenal guy. It was awesome to see his show when he was here last. What was the most memorable moment working with him?
Boy, well, we've done a lot of things together. Well, I think I got to go to his studio and hang out. He has a beautiful studio near his house, and we actually had a couple of days together. And just being able to have the time to experiment and play a lot of instruments and play with different. Well, a lot of times you're working with people over the internet and you don't always get in the studio with them. So I've been lucky that we have forced that issue to sort of be in the same room. So I don't know, I think working in a studio with him, he has a beautiful studio over a koi pond, and I remember him, at the controls and me singing and looking out over the koi pond into the forest. So it was very magical, and of course, a really beautiful song, Every Other Way, came out of that time together. So it's a pretty special moment.
I just have to say I'm a little I'd love to be the fly on the wall in those moments happening. I mean, that would just be
funny too, he has a great personality, so we laugh a lot.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Following a little bit of your Twitter recently, I saw a post on there, and it turns out you're a fan of T.S. Eliot. What would be your top work from T.S. Eliot that you would recommend to anyone out there? Maybe top one, top two. What are your favorites?
You saw a quote from him.
I did.
I just love, looking. Actually, I am a fan of T.S. Eliot. I wouldn't know off the top of my head what my favorite thing is from him, but I love quotes, and I love looking for things that really speak to me. So that was one of them that I recently put up.
Awesome. And you also posted recently, "Beauty is in the eye of the beholder." Can you tell our audience what has been one of the most beautiful things you've seen in your experience over the last 5 years, or in your life of being into electronic music as a whole?
Oh. Well, definitely being at, festivals. There's a lot of craziness, but there's a lot of beauty in just colors and people and emotions, and boy, there's been so many festivals, So definitely looking out into a sea of people and just being there and feeling like you're one with them is an incredible thing. But I'm constantly amazed at how beautiful life is, and I've written a couple of songs about it. And it's hard. We were talking about your life in film and things, and it's a fast-paced thing, and sometimes you just don't stop and look. And it's funny, on my Instagram, there's a lot of pictures of the ocean, a lot of pictures, already pictures of the park, Central Park. I'm from New York City. And I'm always amazed at how beautiful. I'll go there at different times of day, and I just love to stop and really see how beautiful life is. And I think you don't always do that because you're so caught up in everything you're doing. So that was what that one meant to me.
Do you get recognized out in public a lot when you go to Central Park and walk around the park? And
well, it's funny because I'll post a picture and like my fans will be like, "Where are you in Central Park?" I always, because I run around the reservoir and stuff, and they're always trying to find me. But I do in LA. I live in West Hollywood in LA, and I walk up and down. They're always playing dance music. So in areas of places, obviously clubs that I go into, I have been in. I was doing a tour in Central America, and I got recognized in like a lot of the airports. I did a couple of TV shows down there and stuff like that. But I can hide for sure.
Awesome. Well, where can people find out more information about you and what you got going on?
Definitely so many places. Twitter, my Twitter is official_JES. My Facebook is facebook.com/Jess page. And my website, which will get you to all my sites, is officialjess.com. And SoundCloud/Jess.
Well, you heard it right here from Jess at Foundation Nightclub. Is there any one last thing you'd like to say to our fans before we let you get out there?
Well, I hope that you guys are coming out tonight. But if you're not, and I'm in the city near you, please come out and see me, because one of the biggest joys is meeting you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess, so much for coming on the DJ Sessions. Don't forget to go to our website, thedjsessions.com. Find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, hashtag us, The DJ Sessions. This is Darren and Jess kicking it at Foundation Nightclub in Seattle, Washington. We'll be right back.